Ctv3 News. The long Easter weekend plays witness to a fatal traffic accident in the west. Here in the north, 3 persons, including 2 minors, are charged with firearm offenses. Also, search intensifies for Deborah Bree Arthurs. The 28-year-old mother of one has been missing for 10 days. And as Belizeans prepare to travel for the Easter weekend, fuel stations were notified of another hike in fuel prices. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
ExpressNet now has up to 400 megabytes of high-speed internet. Choose the speed that fits you. From faster browsing to faster gaming. Connect more devices at once. Or bundle it with Express Plus and HBO Max. Internet and streaming entertainment, all in one.
Yeah, faster starts here.
Sign up today at any Centaur office or contact us to get started.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. 3 persons, including 2 minors, have been jointly charged with firearm offenses following a police operation in Corozal town over the long Easter weekend. According to police reports, officers conducted a raid at a residence in the town on Easter Monday, where they discovered a 9mm firearm along with 17 live rounds of ammunition. At the time of the search, 20-year-old Brandon Sanker was present along with 2 minors ages 16 and 17. Authorities say none of the individuals were able to produce a valid gun license for the weapon or ammunition found on the premises. As a result, all three were jointly charged with firearm and ammunition offenses.
Corozal police have formally arrested and jointly charged 20-year-old Brandon Sanker and two male minors, aged 16 and 17 respectively, of Corozal Town for the offense of kept firearm without a gun license and kept ammunition without a gun license. These charges are as a consequence of police's execution of an operation on Narcissus Street at around 12:15 a.m. on Monday, 6 April. The three male persons were intercepted during the course of this operation, and in their midst was a 9mm pistol BGR-9 Elite containing 17 live rounds of 9mm ammunition.
The accused are expected to appear before the court as police investigations continue. A tragic traffic accident near Rumors Hill on the George Price Highway claimed the life of 23-year-old Jose Bautista from San Jose Socots, Cayo District on Monday night. The collision involved a bus and two other vehicles at approximately 7:45 p.m. Responders arrived at the scene between miles 71 and 72, where they discovered a gold Toyota Camry in the center of the highway. Inside the vehicle were Bautista and a passenger, Dorian Bautista. Nearby, a yellow Bluebird bus driven by 22-year-old Brian Kerr of Benquevejo Town exhibited front side damage, while a red Toyota Corolla taxi operated by 24-year-old Roynel Naj of San Ignacio Town was found in a nearby drain with front-end damage. Preliminary police investigations indicate that Bautista's vehicle was heading east when it allegedly swerved into the bus's path, resulting in a collision. The impact also caused a secondary crash with the taxi, which was traveling behind the bus.
That upon arriving at the scene, the officers reported that upon arriving at the scene, they observed a gold Toyota Camry car, which was extensively damaged, and inside that vehicle, behind at the driver's seat, was the unresponsive body of a male person learned to be Bautista. Also observed on the scene was a Bluebird bus, which showed damage to the front driver's side, and a red Toyota Corolla, which also showed damage to the front driver's side. What the investigation has so far suggested is that Bautista was traveling in a west to east direction, and the other two vehicles, being the bus and the Toyota Corolla, were coming in the opposite direction. It is alleged that the vehicle that Bautista was driving veered into the lane of the bus, causing a collision with the bus and the Corolla, which was traveling immediately behind the bus. Urine samples have been collected from the driver of the bus and the other vehicle, and they have both been served with notices of intended prosecution.
Is there any indication that the deceased had been drinking?
As you said, a toxicology report will need to conclusively determine that, but I can confirm that alcoholic beverages were observed in the vehicle of the deceased.
Dorian Bautista sustained minor injuries and, along with Kerr and Nash, was transported to the San Ignacio Community Hospital. Meanwhile, Jose Bautista's body was transferred to Belize City's Carl Huesher Memorial Hospital for further examination. The family of Deborah Bree Arthurs continues their search tonight for the missing woman along John Smith Road in Ladyville. Despite the efforts of two search teams already on the ground, the family emphasizes that additional assistance is urgently needed, as every extra pair of hands could make a difference in the ongoing effort. Deborah, aged 28 and originally from Belmopan, has been missing since March 27th, and her loved ones are growing increasingly anxious and distressed with each passing day. Their hope of finding her alive is waning, and they are now fearing the worst. The last confirmed sighting of Deborah was on the afternoon of March 27th in Belize City, specifically in front of La Popular Bakery. Witnesses reported seeing her enter a silver Chevrolet Equinox, after which she disappeared without further contact. Her family, friends, and colleagues have all expressed concern, highlighting that her sudden silence is unlike her at all. According to her family, Deborah had traveled to Belize City to drop off her son at the water taxi terminal, where he was to visit his father in San Pedro. While authorities have assured the public that Deborah is not involved in any gang activity and her family has dismissed any connection to organized crime, they acknowledge that Deborah had been associating with individuals they considered to be the wrong crowd in recent months, raising concerns about her safety and the influences she may have encountered. Tonight, cops are investigating if Deborah's disappearance is in any way linked to the March 25th shooting of 31-year-old Javon Clark of Iguana Street, Belize City.
What I will say is that the disappearance is certainly still a matter that is on the investigation, as well as the shooting of Mr. Clare. We have heard, as the media has as well, the indication of there being some nexus between the two incidents, and they are being explored to the fullest possibility that it can be explored.
What is the current status of the search?
In terms of what?
Is she being actively searched for? Are police assisting? And in what areas are they assisting the family?
What I've been advised of is that there has been a number of searches that have been conducted both in Belize City or in the Belize district as well as in the Cayo district.
Have you guys been able to locate the Equinox?
Yes, we have identified a vehicle that we believe is of interest to the investigation.
So no, but she was last seen when, guys, help me on this, like
Last week.
11 days?
The Friday before last week.
The Friday before last week.
Yeah.
So that would be March 27th. So March 27th, April 3rd, we're going on to April 10th. So we're going on to 2 weeks. Do investigators believe that she is safe and sound, or do they have concerns for her well-being?
Well, the concerns are based on the fact that she has not communicated with any family member to her knowledge, and we are hopeful that we would be able to bring about some resolution for the family in whatever way that comes out to be.
Adding to the family's distress is a disturbing video which they believe captures songs of Deborah crying out for help. In their efforts to find her, the family has put up a reward of $10,000 for any information that might lead to her whereabouts. Anyone with relevant information is urged to contact the nearest police station, Crime Stoppers at 922, or call 610-6094. The search for Deborah continues as her loved ones cling to hope for her safe return. Coming up next, Belize experiences a notable increase in arrivals during the Easter holiday. Stay tuned.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. we're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
Over the long weekend, as thousands of Belizeans gear up to hit the road for the Easter holiday, a sharp spike in fuel prices casted a shadow over what is typically one of the busiest travel periods of the year. Just before the getaway began in full swing, the Ministry of Finance confirmed a significant increase at the pumps that came into effect at midnight on Sunday. Premium gasoline jumped by 86 cents, bringing the new price here in Orange Walk to $14.69 per gallon. Meanwhile, regular gasoline rose by 80 cents, now costing $13.89 per gallon. The price per diesel and kerosene remained the same at $14.62 and $12.62 respectively. As soon as the increase was announced, fuel stations across the country saw a surge in activity as drivers rushed to fill up before the new prices kicked in. The government of Guatemala has initiated the process of withdrawing Cuban doctors from its public health care system following the expiration of a bilateral agreement that facilitated their deployment. The Ministry of Health has announced that 93 Cuban medical professionals are slated to leave the country by April 2026, marking the first stage of this phased withdrawal. Historically, the Cuban Medical Brigade in Guatemala comprised 412 members, including 333 physicians who served across various healthcare facilities nationwide. The agreement, originally signed with the Cuban embassy, stipulated that the Guatemalan government would pay each doctor a monthly stipend of 7,000 quetzales and cover their return airfare. However, the ministry clarified that it did not directly purchase airline tickets for the departing group in April. Instead, the Cuban embassy coordinated travel arrangements with local business leaders to facilitate the departures. Officials also indicated that additional Cuban medical personnel are expected to depart in August, with the removals scheduled progressively over time. The current agreement, signed most recently in 2024 and set to expire in 2027, is not being renewed as part of a strategic shift aimed at bolstering Guatemala's own healthcare system. Here in Belize, the future of the Cuban medical team remains uncertain as negotiations continue. Recent figures from the Ministry of Health and Wellness indicate that the brigade consists of 94 personnel, including 37 doctors, 47 nurses, 8 technicians, and 2 administrators. Belize's Health Minister Kevin Bernard acknowledges that if the team departs, it could place significant pressure on the country's healthcare infrastructure, particularly in rural communities.
It's worrisome. It has caused some sleepless nights indeed. I know that my team at the ministry, we have been looking at all what is happening around us in terms of some of our friendly countries that had to make these tough decisions. While in some part of the other countries like Jamaica, their negotiations were that they tried to make some amends to the specific agreements that they had. While in Belize, we have a totally different agreement with the Cuban government, or an agreement that no longer exists because that was it ended in 2025, and we did not sign any new new agreement as countries. But the brigade is still here. They're still providing that very, very essential services to our Belizean people. And it is worrisome indeed that if we were to lose that 95 cadre of staff in one sweep, it will put some serious pressures on the health system here in Belize. One that I'm pretty sure we will have difficulty to fill that gap. We have approximately about 95 members of the Cuban Brigade in country. Out of those, we have 45 of them are actual doctors who are specialized in various aspects. Where the impact will be felt, of course, would be in our in the rural communities indeed. And so what we had to do when you look at Punta Gorda, for example, out of the 16 doctors that service that area, the entire Toledo area, at the Punta Gorda Hospital and surrounding facilities, 50% of those are actual Cuban doctors. So we would have a huge impact in the South when it comes to that aspect. As well, the rural nurses that are out there assigned in the rural communities, most of them are in the South. I think in Orange Walk in the northern corridor, there's a lesser amount, about 7 in total. And then at KHMH as well. KHMH has a couple Cubans assigned to there, especially in the specialized fields.
This move in Guatemala follows earlier restrictions imposed by the United States on visas related to the Cuban medical program. It also coincides with ongoing investigations by the Public Prosecutor's Office into over 60 complaints involving Cuban doctors, focusing on alleged non-compliance with legal standards and protocols. The Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute, SIRDI, has received a significant boost to its operations following the handover of IT and field equipment valued at more than 45,000 Belize dollars. The donation was made under the Climate Resilient and Sustainable Agriculture Project, CRESAP, through the Belize Social Investment Fund, BSIF, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and New Growth Industries, in collaboration with the Ministry of Economic Transformation. SIRDI, which plays a critical role in supporting the sugar industry through research, technical guidance, and farmer assistance, is expected to benefit from improved efficiency and enhanced data-driven decision-making as a result of the new equipment. The handover included 12 GPS devices to improve the registration and tracking of sugarcane fields, 10 tablets to support real-time data collection and mapping, 4 laptops to strengthen data management and reporting, and a drone to assist in assessing pest damage and enabling more targeted interventions in the fields. Chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board, Marcus Osorio, welcomed the initiative, describing it as a timely and important investment in the industry.
Well, firstly, in terms of the CRESAP project, which with funding from the World Bank, I can safely say that we are grateful to the government of Belize and the funding from the World Bank. Practically, it's government of Belize providing this funding. We are grateful. SIRDI was beneficiary to be part of the funding from the CRESAP project. We came in late into the project, but we have managed to secure 4 million Belize dollars last year, which was signed in April by Prime Minister. As part of the funding is some of the equipment that was handed over to SIRDI on Monday, March 30th. Basically, a set of tools and office equipment to improve SIRDI's capacity in data collection, in field monitoring for pests and diseases, and particularly data collection. So basically what SIRDI received was tablets, a drone, which is a multispectral drone, which basically will be able to conduct assessments on the field to identify challenges or impacts by pests and diseases on the field.
CERDI is also scheduled to receive $8 million in additional funding, which is expected to go towards improving soil health for the entire industry.
We were also negotiating another $8 million Belize dollars from the same fund, and government was positive to it and approved that CERDI move ahead for the benefit of the sugar industry. And basically, the additional $8 million Belize dollars, which we were informed late last week that the bank had approved it, and we were also informed that Prime Minister have also signed the agreement. Basically, it was a restructuring of the original CRESAP project. So I can safely say that the industry have secured the additional $8 million, which will assist in improving soil health and the management of pests and disease for the entire industry. We already have a plan in place of how we will move ahead in terms of implementing the $8 million. All farmers or all acres harvested and acres to be replanted will benefit from this injection of funds. We are very much grateful to the government of Belize for providing this type of support. I think it's the first time in the history of the industry that government have been providing significant funding to the industry. And I think at a time when we are experiencing all kinds of challenges as a result of the changes in climate, so this will help in building resilience of the farming, sugarcane farming, and improving the livelihood of our cane farmers and the entire industry participants and stakeholders.
The Climate Resilient and Sustainable Agriculture Project CRESAP is a $25 million initiative financed by the World Bank. It aims to improve farmer productivity and resilience through grant support while strengthening the capacity of key institutions to promote a more sustainable and competitive agricultural sector in Belize. Apart from witnessing a hike in fuel prices, Belize also experienced a notable increase in arrivals during the Easter holiday period this year. According to official figures released by the Ministry of Immigration, Governance and Labor, the data highlights a shift in travel patterns with a marked rise in air travelers and changing preferences for land border crossings. Overall, Belize welcomed 24,520 visitors over the Easter weekend, representing a 5.5% increase from the 23,240 arrivals recorded during the same period in 2025. The most significant growth was observed at the Philip Golson International Airport, which saw arrivals surge to 8,735 from 6,366 the previous year, an impressive 37% increase. This trend underscores a growing reliance on air travel and a boost to tourism inflows. Meanwhile, land border crossings painted a complex picture. At the western border in Benquevejo del Carmen, adjacent to Guatemala, arrivals climbed substantially from 5,490 in 2025 to 7,050 in 2026, marking a 28.4% rise. Conversely, at Belize's northern border in Corozal, which connects to Mexico, crossing declined sharply from 11,330 to 8,642, a decrease of 23.7%. When combined, total border crossings at these 2 points slightly decreased to 15,692 from 16,820, indicating a modest overall decline in overland travel despite increased western border activity. The data suggests a notable shift in regional movement during the holiday period, with fewer crossings through Mexico and increased traffic through Guatemala. This change may reflect evolving travel preferences or strategic choices by travelers during peak times. In terms of travel purpose, returning residents continue to comprise the largest segment, with 13,392 arrivals in 2026, though this was a slight decrease from 14,336 in 2025. Meanwhile, tourist arrivals experienced a significant jump of 24.6%, rising from 8,295 to 10,333. Other categories such as business, employment, and official travel remained relatively small, but showed modest increases. These figures highlight the dynamic nature of Belize's holiday travel trends, with emerging patterns that could influence future tourism and border management strategies. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails, paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
While a traffic fatality was reported in the western part of the country over the Easter weekend, authorities note that northern districts recorded no major or deadly traffic-related incidents as Belizeans took to the roads to enjoy the holiday period. Police across the country, however, remained active, issuing more than 200 traffic violation tickets and making several arrests during intensified operations. Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacy Smith confirmed that the Belize Police Department, working in collaboration with the Traffic Department, conducted a series of vehicular checkpoints nationwide as part of extended efforts to ensure safety on roadways and public thoroughfares. According to ASP Smith, the checkpoints targeted common traffic offenses, including speeding, unlicensed driving, and failure to comply with road regulations. The operation also focused heavily on impaired driving, with several individuals detained for driving under the influence of alcohol.
However, there were extensive operations that were conducted countrywide because we are cognizant as a department that in periods of celebration, intoxication increases, and our efforts have been tailored in that regard. As it relates to the extent of the operations that were conducted by the department in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport, there were a total of 56 VCPs that were set up. A total of 8 persons were arrested and charged for being under the influence of alcohol whilst in control of motor vehicle. A total of 232 tickets were issued, and a total of over 5,000 vehicles were searched.
Authorities are reminding motorists to adhere to traffic laws, avoid drinking and driving, and exercise caution while traveling as enforcement efforts continue to prioritize public safety. Honorable Henry Charles Usher, Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, and Mr. Rolando Zetina, Chief Executive Officer, met today with His Excellency Amino Chi, the newly appointed Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan to Belize. The meeting was held in the spirit of the deep and enduring friendship shared between Belize and the Republic of China, Taiwan, a partnership grounded in mutual respect, cooperation, and a shared vision for sustainable development. During discussions, both parties explored opportunities for enhanced collaboration in key areas of mutual interest. Emphasis was placed on initiatives to modernize and strengthen Belize's public service through technical cooperation, capacity building, and knowledge exchange. The meeting also highlighted the importance of advancing disaster risk management preparedness. Both sides discussed potential avenues of support, including the possibility of securing drone technology to enhance the operational capabilities of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, particularly in areas such as damage assessment, monitoring, and emergency response. Ambassador Chi officially presented his credentials to Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Froila Zalam, on March 38, 2026. A seasoned diplomat, Ambassador Chi brings a wealth of experience to his role, having previously served 2 postings in Belize. He succeeds Her Excellency Lili Li Wensu, the former ambassador of the Republic of China Taiwan to Belize, and has expressed a strong commitment to further strengthening the long-standing and cordial relations between Belize and Taiwan. The government of Belize values its strong and enduring partnership with Taiwan and look forward to continued collaboration that contributes to national development and resilience building efforts. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, April 8th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.